Warning: this podcast is about the horror genre, specifically horror films. As most horror movies are filled with coarse language, violence, and/or gore, the topics and language of the cast of the pod will also reflect the genre. If you have any issues with the aforementioned warnings, please press stop. But if you have no issue with adult language, movie violence, or the accoutrement that accompanies horror films, please feel free to continue. You have been warned.
Now, welcome back to Cast of the Pod. I don't know if Cobweb got to hear that, but it did record on this side. I was watching the peaks and the freaks and the gleeks and all that stuff. Flipping around over here. So, but we're back. The dream team here at Cast of the Pod, consisting of some kind of word. Cobweb via Zoom, Deborah in outer space back over there, and then me, Josh. And we're here today to talk about a movie that I'm wondering how our different opinions, if they're different or not, are going to come up about. But first of all, let's get to some business, and the business being our social medias. So if you want to reach out to us, it's Cast of the Pod on all social medias, right? Cast of the Pod?
Cast of the Pod.
If y'all have any recommendations, if y'all want to chime in on any of these, if y'all want to do any of these live, let us know. After that, you can hit up Cobweb for all that info with Cobweb411. If you need our links,
finally gotten it right.
Yes, I'm working on it. If you need any of our links, go to castofthepod.com. Deb, what are you doing?
Nothing.
If y'all want to call in and leave a message and we'll play it, dial 786-763-2278. That's 786-763-2278 for the hotline. You want to reach out to me? It's Old Mary Gamer. And for Deb, it don't matter. Y'all ain't getting that info.
Here we go.
Just wait a little while, it'll scroll.
So we're celebrating. We're celebrating October by doing a tribute to the Scream Queen, the screamist of queenists,
the queen of slash.
Halloweenist, the slasher queen herself, Jamie Lee Curtis, and we're celebrating by having a hashtag out there. Y'all should put it on your stuff, even if you're not linking to hashtag Cast of the Pod. You know, hashtag Don't Hurt Us, Jamie Lee Curtis, or hashtag Jamie Lee Curtis. Don't hurt us.
Have you been seeing the videos that she's been posting? Like she's been sharing.
Yes, I've seen them all.
Videos of herself.
Has she been sharing stuff of ours?
No.
No, but every single time she has one, I tag ourselves on her post.
There you go.
I think we over hit over 1,000 views.
Oh shit! Don't hurt us, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis, don't hurt us. And so we're talking about 4 of her movies this month, and we started off with Terror Train,
which was awesome.
We loved Terror Train, all 3 of us. This movie,
and then we found out there's
a remake. I still haven't seen the trailer that you sent us, Bob.
Don't see the trailer. Just wait for it.
Just wait for it. When is it coming out?
I didn't watch the trailer either. I just looked and saw, it is Terror Train. And I just turned it off.
Oh man.
I just want to keep my mind. I don't like trailers. They be fronting too much.
They're like spoiler alerts.
Right. So I just kind of like, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
Well, then don't see the new Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever trailer.
That I haven't seen it yet.
I may have sent it to you today, so skip it.
Okay.
So skip it. All right. Today we're going to talk about probably.
I might be the only black man in North America that's not seen that trailer.
I ain't going nowhere. I can't make no jokes because some people ain't got no sense of humor.
Go ahead, Josh.
Nope. There's gonna be some lady in Wisconsin that looks like she's related to Jeffrey Dahmer and all that. I can't believe he said that joke.
You have been warned.
That's true.
Nope. I was fine with all the horrible things they say in the horror movies, but he made a Wakanda Forever joke, and yep, canceled.
I am not going out on that plate.
I'm gonna see the movie. I'll tell you right now. I know it's not a horror movie, but I love the first one,
Yeah, it was tight.
and I'm gonna see the second one too. But
Yeah.
anyways, getting back to Prom Night. Don't hurt us, Jamie Lee Curtis. Hashtag, of course.
Mhm.
This is, besides Halloween, this is probably her most famous horror movie. That's what I think, because I've seen this cover everywhere. I've heard of Prom Night all over the place, and I thought I hadn't seen the movie, but I had seen the movie. I had seen parts of it.
I've never seen it. This was my first time.
How about
This
you?
is my
Todd?
first time too.
All right, so
I'd seen the cover, like you said, I've seen the cover
because it's
everywhere,
famous, it's famous.
but I've never seen the movie.
Yeah, same here.
So the tagline for the movie, let me scroll up here. It says, at a high school senior prom, a mass killer stalks 4 teenagers who were responsible for the accidental death of a classmate 6 years previously. So before we
Little
get,
badasses.
I had never seen their game, the game that they were playing. They were playing hide and seek.
Yeah.
Hide and seek. The killers
Yeah, it
come in hide and seek. Who plays that?
No, but I
Well,
mean,
hide and seek.
it was a messed up. Have you ever seen that version of hide and seek?
No, I ain't never seen that version on hide and seek. No, the most we ever played was maybe catch a girl, kiss a girl, or something like that. But
Yeah.
right. But we didn't. No, it was either a freeze tag.
And for
I never heard no play the game killer.
anybody freaking out about the catch a girl, kiss a girl, it was consensual. That was you didn't play the game. If you didn't want to get kissed, you didn't play. So all those girls that were playing, they knew. It's in the name. It's in the name of it.
What if
So
they
it
didn't
was-
know? What if they were forced to?
No.
They knew what was going on.
All you had to do,
and they slowed
was not play.
down if they wanted you to catch them.
What if they?
Yeah.
What if,
No, because back then, except for like 1 or 2, of our friends, the girls were faster than us at that age, and there was
Yep.
no way that we should have been able to catch them unless they wanted to be
Yeah.
catched. And it was the name of the game. Everybody knew the name of the game. So
But now the people that are like talking about stuff that happened before, right?
She's trying. You see how she's skating around it.
Right.
the where they're like talking, oh, this happened to me. There were the girls that were playing catch a girl, kiss a girl, and now that they're older, they're complaining about it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Deborah.
Wow.
Coming back to prom night back in 1970 something or another. When did this movie come out? Back on the subject. Let's talk about something safe. Horror movies.
Right.
Talk about something safe. Blood and sex in vans and stuff like that.
Cover, the one you're looking at right now. I know the pod people can't see it, but I've
It's
never
the
seen that
cover
one.
with the ski mask and the knife in front of the face.
Mm.
I've seen that recently. The one that I've seen more of is Jamie Lee Curtis with her crown on.
Yeah.
It's on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen right
Right.
now. For those
And
what I've
that's
seen
false
too.
advertisement.
what?
That picture right there.
Because
of her.
Right.
their crowns were all junked up.
They were not like that. That's a pretty crown.
Yeah, it was for the box.
But the crown that they had in the movie was nothing like that.
Well, look at what
Man,
happened.
that movie-
Look at what
was
happened.
like
No. Look what happened to Avengers Endgame, and Hulk was running with everybody, and then Hulk wasn't even in the damn movie. So don't. Yeah, it started way back then. It's Jamie Lee Curtis's fault.
Don't hurt
Don't
us.
hurt us.
Back to the 1980s. Jamie Lee Curtis, don't hurt us. But so Prom Night, it starts off with a bunch of kids, spoiled ass kids, in like an old hospital or something,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And they're playing hide and seek. No, well, see, you caught it. You going back to what you said. You were saying catch a girl, kiss a girl. It was hide and go get it. That's what we called it
Okay.
back then. But yeah,
I did go get it.
anyways, so
Right. I know which one that is.
But So they were playing the killer. How were they
Dry
saying
humping ass.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
This podcast is going to a different.
Come on, we gotta
We're
get
11
back on point.
we're 11 minutes into it. Haven't even talked about 1980s prom night.
That's where
Oh,
you
man.
played all these games.
So no. Back to the point of prom night. What were they saying when they were playing hide and go seek?
Killer's gonna get you.
Killer's gonna kill you, or killer's gonna something.
Yeah, kill or
another.
kill or something like that.
Yeah, and
Or
then
killer's coming for you or something.
so they're playing it, and then I guess somebody loses or whatever, and so they start over again, brand new. And now it's who ends up being the Corvette driving blonde chick. That's the killer this time. Her younger self, because they're like 10 years old while they're playing. These are messed up 10-year-olds. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
You know what? It really wasn't even that of a. They weren't really responsible. Well, they did push, verbally, but they wouldn't have gotten too much trouble for that. I'm just tripping out how that little girl came in with that plan so quick.
No, but here's the thing. So it's hide and go seek. But as you're doing that, the killer's all like, the killer's gonna kill you, or the killer's gonna get you, or some shit like that. Right. And the first person she catches, she walks in the room, she's like, the killer got you. And so now she's on the team with the killer. And then they go to the next one. And then this is where Jamie Lee Curtis and her younger brother and sister.
Were they twins?
They were, because I was reading in the trivia, in a deleted scene, they point out that they were twins. And that's why they were wearing the same shirts, the same style.
Yeah,
shirts.
goofy ass doublemint twins.
Yes. So Jamie Lee Curtis is like, I forgot my book at school. You two go home.
First, she's all like, Nick, hi. Remember?
Yeah,
he was hiding on the ledge.
Because Nick was hiding outside the ledge with his curly ass hair.
Right. Had asked for Nick back then.
And she's like, he's an idiot.
And so she trusts that her younger brother, like 2 years younger brother and sister, are going to go home. But no, they go inside.
No, she goes inside.
She goes home. She goes back to get her book.
No, the sister. You said they. Now he left. He said, I'm going home. And then she was like, okay.
We'll get to that in a little bit.
Pretty much that's right.
So,
yep.
So she goes in there and she's all like, hey, Nick, what are you doing? He's like, shut up, blah, blah, blah. And then they go up there and they hear her. And so now almost all of them except her and Nick are the killers, right? Mm-hmm. And they're like, killer's gonna kill you, killer's gonna kill you. And then as soon as they get close, he's like, up, here we are, killers. I'm a killer now too. It's like, who came up with these stupid ass rules?
I know, like I didn't understand that. Did he give himself up just so he can do what he did to her?
Probably.
Well, he didn't do nothing to her except they were going, killer's gonna kill you, killer's gonna kill you. And all they had to do was, according to the rules of the first person, be in the same room and say that. So, I mean, the game was already over. She's the one that climbed up on the ledge and then jumped out the window. She fell out the window.
I don't understand that. I don't understand why she got up on that thing.
Because she was dumb.
She could have just moved to the
really
other
dumb.
side and then gone into the other room.
Or she could have tried to run away, or because they weren't really going to kill her. They were playing hide and seek.
Yep.
Right.
And they weren't they weren't evil kids that were gonna, because they had already, this was like the third or fourth round they were already in. So you after everybody's got caught, now that person who got caught becomes the killer.
Yep.
Pretty much. I mean, that's what I said. They really panicked.
Yeah.
And as soon as she falls out, not only does she fall out the window, she falls like on a mirror.
And then the window
falls out that she fell through and cuts her across the throat.
Yeah.
Oh, they wanted to let you know that she was really dead.
She was dead.
Not just dead.
She was dead. Dead.
Because it might have been a chance that she might have been alive.
But nope.
Not anymore.
Hit her in the neck.
Nope.
And can we give a round of applause for the great detective work in this movie? That 80s detective work. Aren't we so proud of this?
Nope.
This This is what I want to know. This is what I want to know. Who was the suspect? Who,
They never showed him. They
The-
never
He
even
was the
showed
guy
him.
from that. They never showed him. He was the guy that lived down the street that had a sexual charge against him a long time ago.
But
And they
even
just kept messing with him.
and see,
They-
Deborah was like, "Is he the custodian?" I'm like, "No, Deborah, custodian's from 6 years down the road."
Right. That guy was all burned up and dead.
Yeah, they chased him, and he flipped his car and got burnt, and then they put him in a mental asylum.
I can understand why he's probably thinking they were going to pin something on him the way they've been always harassing him.
Yep. Or maybe he was guilty of something because when he broke loose, what did he do?
he killed the nurse.
He killed a nurse and then like sliced her up real bad.
Man, please, after something like that happened to you, man, they probably made him crazy. You got to
Yeah.
realize sometimes somebody, what you push people over the edge where they can't come back from. And I definitely think that being on a car on fire, running out of a house, out of a car that's flipped over, being chased by the police for a rape charge on a child would probably push me over the edge a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna have to go back and delete that word out. No, seriously, because we're gonna put it on YouTube.
And
you-
he's
and
gonna
you
Okay,
get-
okay,
you get a
okay,
content-
okay. All right.
No, no.
I have been warned.
That's not what I meant, but I mean legitimately, you like yeah, people are saying other words in place of that now, and yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. But anyway,
Because if you don't say the real word, it doesn't happen in the real world.
Yeah.
So
whatever. Come on, that's the whole
going back,
problem. Don't even get me started.
we're in the first 3 minutes, five minutes of prom night.
Right. We got to get through the opening.
So
You know,
mom shows up as they're taking the body away, and then Jamie Lee Curtis and her little brother Alex are standing out there too. Right. So it's not Jamie Lee Curtis yet, it's a younger version of Jamie Lee Curtis.
right. Who was
Next
the
thing you know,
who was the father though? He was the detective.
Leslie
Leslie
father.
Nielsen.
Nielsen.
Yeah.
Leslie Nielsen, Naked Gun 33 and a third.
With the back talk. That was the first time when they got, because I know they played that off a lot of times in the Naked Guns, where you hear his voice talking in the background or something like that.
The narration and all, yeah.
The narration, yeah. And I never got the joke until that day.
I need to find this movie, but there is a movie with Leslie Nielsen,
Oh yeah.
and they're like
We
stuck
saw
out.
the draft house.
Yes,
right?
we saw it on a weird Wednesday at Alamo Draft House, and they're stuck out in the middle of the woods, and then it's like Lord of the Flies, and then he just becomes Captain Commander, like just doing words you can't say on YouTube. And he's
Leslie
just
Nielsen?
Leslie Nielsen. He's just
Yeah.
All right.
yes.
We're gonna have to pull this one out. But
Yep.
I'm gonna have to find this
I
movie.
can't even remember what the name of it
There's
is.
no comedy to it whatsoever.
Nope.
He is just a horrible human being
Yep.
in this movie.
okay.
And it was
I
one of
never knew.
his first one of his younger.
He
Him.
was like 20 in the movie. He still had gray hair. Seriously.
What's wrong with
He
gray
did.
hair? I've never seen him with another color.
Me either.
So
Right.
we're
He got the
18
old
minutes.
Michael McDonald look.
Keep forget. Oh, sorry.
It hurt
We're
to talk to
we're
me.
almost 20 minutes into it, and we're still in the first 3 to 5, 4, 3, 2 minutes of.
Why are you
Prom
cutting it?
night.
Let's just go with the flow.
Well, no, because I want to be able to do stuff in front of the camera. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
You know.
Leave me alone, Deborah.
I want to get to the part.
Okay. So they jump to 6 years later, and everybody's happy except the mom. Mom hasn't let her go yet.
Yeah.
It's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing.
Yeah.
No joke about that. It is a movie though. But they're all standing there at the grave, and the mom's putting flowers, and Jamie Lee Curtis and the brother Alex, and then Leslie Nielsen are like,
Gotta get to school.
Can we go now?
Yeah, they moved on.
Yeah.
So you thought.
So you thought.
Yeah.
So
Dun, dun, dun.
they're all grown up. Find out that the killer's gonna kill you. Main girl is the stuck-up blonde chick with the Corvette, and then one of the other girls she's the smart girl. She's the smart girl that doesn't take any chances. But then she jumps in the van with a guy named Slick,
Let me tell you. Wait.
I want that van
wait.
though. I want that
I
van.
love Slick. He is my favorite character in this entire movie.
Okay.
I love
okay.
that kid. I loved everything about him. His van, his style. He was on point. He was on point. The van was tight.
He drove up to this girl who she just walked out of her house, walking down the street. He sees her. He's like, "Hey," and he drives up, cross the street, cross traffic, pops one tire up on the curb. Boom, boom, boom. He's like, "Hey, Slick. you want to ride? What's your name?" I don't know what his name is. He's like, "My name's Josh, but they call me Slick."
Yeah. She jumped in that mug with him. She's like, "Well, she's just like, to school." He's like, yeah. "Sure thing, baby. I got you." He's too slick, man.
So all this movie happens once you get out of the 6 years later. Once you get into the 6 years later, all this movie happens in one day.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, it does.
Because she tells him later on in the movie, smart girl goes to prom with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they hook up out in the bluffs or somewhere like that. And she tells him, "I can't believe I didn't even know you today. And now here we are." And he's all in love. And
wait a minute. What about he needs to study his book?
She reaches and she's like, "You want to study right now?" She grabs the book, opens it up, and there's like 20 double-sized J's in there.
Yes.
I was like, whoa.
He was passing them out at prom. Remember when he came up to Jamie Lee Curtis and her date, what's his name, Nick? He slipped him one in his hand and said, "It's just a courtesy, man."
I didn't see that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, he split him one right there.
I know. I remember seeing him next to him, but I didn't see that part.
Now you see that online now, where it's legal in all these states and all that. People just have ungodly amounts and just tons of stuff, and they're showing off and all that. But for that time, when everybody's getting busted and arrested and all that, nobody carried 30, 40 around with them. And she opens up the book for him, and it's just loaded in the book.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he had the van, he had the book.
That van was so tight. It was a full-size van. Gray, had that nice silver and that was those nice streaks down the side, and it had the lights. He had the red light in the back in the corner, not the right, but the window.
Yeah.
Almost like the teardrop, and he had the curtains and he had a bed in the back too. And he had all shade red carpet in that bed, baby.
The only other
that van a rocking.
Yeah. And literally when the camera pulls in, the van's rocking. So don't come in. But the only other van I would want more in my life besides that van would be the 18 van. B.A. Baracus's van. And then Slick's van.
Yeah.
You rather have Slick's van?
Well, okay, there's two things. Okay. One, obviously, if you have the power of Slick's van, you you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be picking up a lot of chicks. Okay. That's one. Now, if you have the power of B.A. Baracus's van, you can ride around with a whole bunch of people, with a black man with a mohawk on, with a truck full of automatic weapons, and have a criminal record and never get pulled over by the police. So,
is it apples and oranges?
It's apples.
You hear our dog?
Pick what you want.
Hold up.
Shut up.
They're fighting.
Our dogs are. I'm leaving that in the podcast too.
Oh my gosh, man. You know what? And here's something else we got to talk about right quick.
Hold up. Let me go see what's going on with these things.
These things?
Damn dogs.
And now they stop.
Now they're gonna stop.
Now they stop. They're not even.
They're not even caring. That's
they have a barking contest.
Don't be like that dude. He just sees something in the mirror. He's got the kitchen lights on, so he sees his reflection in the mirror and thinks it's another dog. So he's barking at that. It was either that or a squirrel. I think it was the mirror, the window. I've seen him do that before. He's colorblind. He has a depth perception.
Oh,
He has a depth perception problem with things. I can tell.
mm.
It's like sometimes he can't see my wife in the dark. I know she's real
This-
dark skinned, but damn,
What?
she ain't that black.
What I miss? Y'all talking shit.
Yes. About you.
Ugh.
Did he bite her?
Well, no, I put her in her crate.
Oh, no wonder. Now she's gonna be crying. She'll get over it.
Hit the barker. Look. He's not. He can't.
Let
He
her out.
can't. He can't.
It's up to you. You put her in there.
That's true.
All right, what were you saying, Cobweb? Now we're back. Hold him on a clap, so I can see
I didn't
the
hear a clap.
peaks. All right, go for it.
I don't know. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the vans. It's
Talking about
apples
the
and
vans.
oranges.
Yeah,
The
apples and
18
oranges
van
on
and the
Right. That was tripped out. And let me tell you something about Jamie Lee Curtis too in this movie.
She's
No, the
barely in the movie.
antagonist-
Barely in the movie.
Right. The antagonist of this movie, this kid with the unibrow.
Oh my God.
Man, where did they find this cat from? You know what I'm saying? He was like Forrest Gump's old uncle or some shit. You know?
he looked like one of the caveman from the Progressive insurance commercials.
Yeah, he did. He was like he was grown in high school, just smoking in the hallways like it wasn't nothing. He'd been there so long.
Shows up into prom with a white undershirt with his bow tie around his neck,
Wearing jeans.
jeans, and he wasn't even trying to be trendy. He just thought that was it. That was
How about how he picked that girl up? When he picked her up, he had his boys in the car with him.
And didn't even open the door. He was like,
Nope. And then the whole thing with that fight scene. That fight scene in the
Oh my God.
cafeteria. You know, he needed his ass whooped for that shit.
yes.
He's gonna come up on Jamie Lee Curtis with a freaking ski mask on. Ooh.
Not only that, you know who needs their ass kicked? The fight coordinator.
The fight coordinator.
Yeah, because he punches Alex in the kidney, and it looked like he shanked him. And Deborah's
Yeah,
like, "Oh my
I
God,
thought too.
did he stab him? Did he stab him?" I'm like, "No, he just punched him."
He got him pretty good though. But
Alex
it was like
was
three
down
of
for
them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. As soon as I saw him, the first time I saw him, I was like, ah. And Josh was like, what's wrong? I'm like, that guy. Like, I've never said anything bad about, like, well, yeah, I have, but I like this guy just like, ew.
That
like,
unibrow.
I didn't want to.
That unibrow.
Yeah.
And then his attitude like made it even worse. Like I was like,
The unibrow
no.
with the big shung head. You know?
He
Jeez.
didn't need a cap when he was out in the sun because his eyebrows was shading his eyes. His eyebrows and his forehead stuck out like 2 inches farther than his eye sockets. Maybe 3.
I was like, are those real or did they do that on purpose?
Man, I don't even know. That's why he didn't have a date. I don't even know why a girl went with him.
Because he was an asshole and she wanted him to cause trouble.
Yeah. She didn't
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah, she just couldn't take no for an answer.
Now we find out Jamie Lee Curtis is dating Nick, right? Which was the kid that was hanging outside the building.
The one that she called an idiot.
And they're all friends now. They're all friends. They were all friends back then too. But the part that we left out, and you were talking about a cobweb, was the little girl, the evil Corvette driving one. Well,
Her name is Wendy.
Okay, Wendy. As soon as when they're 10 years old, she falls out, and they're like, "Let's go get the police." And Wendy's like, "Nope, I'm not going to jail for this. We need to promise to never talk about this ever again." And the kids were like, "No," and she's like, "Yes." And then the kids were like, "Yes."
Right.
There was
And
no
they kept
twist
that
under
under
the
wraps.
arm. She didn't say, "I'm gonna beat your ass" or anything like that. She was just like, "No," and they're like, "Okay." End of
Yeah.
story.
Maybe she did it before and they didn't want to have her do it again.
Nah, I don't know.
Wendy, you couldn't mess with her. She had issues. She
So-
did what
so-
she wanted.
They they start dying one at a time. Who was the first one to die to get killed by the killer?
Wait.
Oh shit!
Wait. This is the part that I've been wanting to talk about. So, Cowboy,
Oh.
have you seen Student Bodies?
Student Body?
Yes.
It's called Student Bodies.
Probably not.
It's a comedy horror film.
I'll look it up. Go ahead.
It's
And you might want to go back to the old Cast of the Pod episodes because we actually casted the potted it. Deborah and I.
Okay.
so
okay.
the first time I watched this movie, Student Bodies, I saw it at a drive-in with my family, and I thought it was a horror movie, and it scared me, and I had like dreams about the killer in the movie, but I never realized until one time I told Josh about it, and Josh was like,
I
that
was
movie-
traumatized by this movie too. It scarred me for life.
so we went back to go watch the movie, and then realized
It's a
this
fucking
movie
comedy.
is a parody. Like,
It's like the airplane of horror movies.
yeah.
Back
Okay.
before Scary Movie.
Yeah,
and
it was like
anything
one
like
of
that.
the
It
first movies like that. So in Prom Night, when they don't show the killer, but we know how he starts calling
Yeah.
the kids.
Yeah.
I was like,
Can't wait to see you at prom.
before that, I was laughing because the way they were showing the phone and everything, and then it does the call. And then I told Josh, I'm like, watch, the caller is going to be breathing. And then he does it like that. So I was laughing. I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about that in the podcast.
The editing on that part was so bad because she's like looks at the phone and then they show the phone and then the phone rings and then she's looking at the phone and then the phone rings and then she's reaching for the phone and like so quick, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, if you see Student Bodies, you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I know what you're talking about.
Somebody
So-
needs to stab that editor in the neck. Figuratively.
So
Allegedly.
watching this movie, I was just like, oh my God, what are you doing?
What? I'm not saying nothing about the editor.
It was all about that
was-
glass. It was all about that glass, that mirror.
that part already. That part already, I was just like, is this a horror movie? Are we watching a horror
Or is
movie?
it another comedy?
Oh,
So
Spoiler alert, I was completely let down by this movie. Let
Really?
down. That's what Deb's trying to get to also. There
I
I'm
wasn't
was
getting
sorry.
there yet.
there was barely any Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
oh, you had
And it-
some great Jamie Lee Curtis. What about you had a great scene with her in the girls' locker room.
There was some cleavage, yes.
Yes. And she I mean, come on, she's outside with her shirt off. She didn't,
There was
Just
some
like
cleavage there
whatever.
too.
Yeah. So you had some pretty good thing. And then she had that dancing. I didn't when she first started warming up for the dance, I was like, okay, she got a little moves on her. But then they had that big disco scene.
The
We ain't even
disco
got into
dance
that.
off.
And
That-
why
that
was
was
she
fire.
sexy dancing with her dad?
Yes. Why was she sexy dancing Leslie Nielsen?
Yep, that was her dad. Why was she sexy dancing? She was like putting her hands in her hair, like, you don't dance like that with your dad.
Deborah don't know what WPS is, but that's some WPS right there.
Yeah. I see that. But that was a different era. That was like, there was a lot of kissing cousins back then, though.
Okay, well, in that case,
But
that just like made me.
but-
That made me look at Josh like,
If it wasn't for Slick, this movie would have been a complete waste of my time. It's no other movies that I've cut off. I mean, we watched the whole movie.
yeah.
I was still waiting for something.
okay.
I was not surprised by the surprise ending. Deborah was. I saw it a mile away, unfortunately.
Okay.
Because spoiler alert, it does have a surprise ending.
Yes.
I did like the kills.
Yes. I mean, even with that one chick that she was like she's gonna give it up to her boyfriend, the guy that went to prom with.
You know who
for
she
her
was,
first
right?
time.
No,
She was one of the little girls.
No.
She was
Well, yeah, in the movie. But she was Pretty Eyes from
did you find out?
Yeah, that's her. She was Pretty Eyes from how did I forget one of the greatest movies of all time? Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh my God. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I can see it. Okay. But
And- And there was some nudity from her. You saw both her bare breastises.
You did.
They showed both at the same time. They broke the trope of just one and then the other one. They showed both of them.
Yeah. That guy was a complete jerk.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't think he was going to be like that, but then he was like, well, if you're not going to do it, there's tons of others that will.
Yeah. And then he took his little corsage off and threw it at her.
Chunked it.
I was like,
man. And it was like her first time. You can't expect her to do that on her first time.
Yep.
Come on, dude.
On a bench. on a bench.
We love the ladies here at Castle the Pod. Just hate.
Yep.
Man. So Cobweb, since it appears that you like the movie more than we did, tell me some more about it. What did you get out the movie?
Well, first, I love the Lee Curtis dance scene, because that high school prom was lit. I mean, they had a whole disco.
Literally, because the floor was lit up bright.
Yeah, they had the disco floor, man. Like, like Saturday Night Fever, with the changing colors and stuff like that. That was pretty dope. For a prom, that was hot. And they had the DJ with the satin shirt on and everything else like that. The satin jacket.
Well, that was her brother, though, right, Alex?
Spinning record.
Yeah, he was the DJ.
Man, it was going on.
Well, it was the brother, and then there was another guy there too.
Yeah. Her brother wasn't the DJ, because how could he be the DJ and kill all those people?
Spoiler alert.
We're done. Podcast over.
Man, at the end of the movie, when they face off, he already cut the head off. That was the best thing he did. We find out it is her brother Alex. We hadn't found out yet, but he cuts the head off of Caveman Eyebrow Guy, and it rolls out onto the stage.
Oh, that was hardcore.
I was like, yes.
And it looked great. It looked so realistic.
Yes.
And they had like his real face. Back then they didn't have any kind of safety procedures, and they had that. I have to concentrate on the word. They had that aluminum ramp. Mm-hmm. They cut a hole through it and stuck his head through there for real.
Probably
for the shot. And that shit was sharp. They back then they didn't care or whatever if like they would have shifted or anything like that. But then it goes from that great looking graphic, and then they show it at an angle, and it just looked like they took like a cantaloupe and painted an eyebrow on it and just stuck it there.
One eyebrow.
Just one eyebrow. That's all.
They took a cantaloupe.
Yeah, that was probably it. But you know what? When old girl got killed in the locker room, first thing, you're gonna take her to the boys' locker room. When he killed her, that was pretty tight. When he came up behind her and slashed her, and they gave her like that zoom in of like her eye.
Her eye, yeah.
Yeah, and then all the blood and everything like that, and the blood, that was pretty dope. And then they faded to the punch bowl. That was a pretty good cinematography.
Into the red punch. But then they messed up by the two people you really wanted dead in this movie. And it was Cantaloupe Head Caveman Guy.
Cantaloupe head.
Yeah, right. They had like a cantaloupe, and then they put like a Brussels potato for his eyebrows.
Actually, it was one of those worms that
the centipede, the fuzzy black centipedes.
Right. They just put one of those on there.
The ones that sting when you touch them.
Yeah.
No, you want him dead because he's an obvious asshole. But then you want Corvette driving blonde girl dead too. And how do they kill her? He picks up the axe, fade to black, and all you hear is thump, thump.
Oh yeah.
You don't.
Like, how did he? And then
that's no. That's the one you want to see dead, and that's the one
that drug out the most. Like,
oh yeah, he chased her.
Me.
He chased her for like screen time for like 4 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, he did chase her. That was a pretty good chase scene.
And then
out of
all the places that she was hiding, and then she hides in the car on the seat. Like, he's gonna look in the car. Why are you on the seat? Like,
Deborah's yelling at the TV. Why are you running that way? Run the other way. Go where the people are at.
I was like, take off your shoes. Take off your shoes. He can hear you.
The killer's
making
gonna kill
noise.
you.
Don't need to be making noise, and man, insane.
So you get to the end when it's just Jamie Lee Curtis and Nick left over, right?
Right.
And then the killer's there, all black, with the same ski mask that caveman eyebrow guy had. Right.
Yeah.
And he's gonna go kill Nick, and she's like, no. And she picks up the axe, smacks him across the head one time with the dull side, sideways. Like they weren't even trying to make it look like she hit him with the sharp part or anything like that. She was just being defensive, not offensive.
Right.
Because it was her boyfriend.
Well, no, because just because she's, I don't know, because she's stupid. She should have hit him with the sharp end of the axe. Somebody's trying to kill all your friends and all that. You hit him with, anyways. So, and then she makes eye contact with him, and then she knows who he is.
Yeah.
Like she realizes what's going on.
Yeah.
And they pull the mask back, and Deborah's like, "Is that the mom?"
Yeah, I thought it was the mom.
Which I think if it would have been the mom, it would have been better.
And I thought it was a mom because of how clumsy he was, how like he kept, I don't know, just the way he was walking. And then,
are you saying women are clumsy, Deborah?
No, but I am. Wow.
Damn, Deb, that's messed up.
I'm not saying all women are.
I understand where Deb's coming from, but he was very strong, and he could fight because Slick wasn't an easy win.
Yes, okay. That was my favorite one. The way he killed, I forgot her name, but the way he killed her, he just opened the door and pat, 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 pat.
Yeah.
And then
he opened the door, she fell back, and her head was kind of sticking past that back seat of the van, and he stabbed her right in the throat. How, Deb?
Right.
I was like,
and that whole chase scene with him and Slick when he's trying to get him in the van.
I was like,
he's gonna get away, man. I thought he was gonna get away. I was rooting for him.
And then they already set up that he broke his glasses and he couldn't see anything with his glasses.
But he was still driving.
He was still driving all over the place. And then he drove off. That, you know what? Come to think about it, I don't want that van. Because the van drove off a short little cliff, and 3 feet later, three feet later, the tire barely touched the dirt and just completely blew up, and then it flipped.
Let me tell you something. I was so pissed off that van got trashed in that movie. Because I wanted that van.
According to the director, that was a stolen van.
Stolen?
That the stunt coordinator stole it from somebody.
What?
And this was like 20 years later in the Blu-ray commentary.
Wow.
He said since the statute of limitations, well, according to him, the statute of limitation was already over, and that's what he was admitting, that it was a stolen van.
Man, I'd have been pissed off like a motherfucker.
Can you imagine that? You go to the movies and you're out watching that. It's like, that's my van.
That's my van. Right. You'd be like, man, I look like my van. I used to have a van just like that. And you see the shag red carpet, and you saw that little hand in the back that was waving, and they probably didn't take it out, on the back window.
He's like, they better not have got my book.
The book was probably in the van when he stole it. They added that to the movie.
The Slick, he actually did have a book, and she got that one on accident, and he was like, hey.
It's the wrong book. Yeah, he had a real book.
He was really gonna study.
So and then Nick is alive. All 3 of the killers that are going to kill you, which didn't really kill nobody, got killed off. The caveman boyfriend got killed off. The friends of the caveman eyebrow guy got killed off. And then Nick, which was the curly-haired guy that was outside on the balcony or whatever, now Jamie Lee Curtis, don't hurt us, his boyfriend, did not die.
No.
But it looked like she killed Alex. Like she killed her brother by hitting him that one time.
No, the cops shot at him.
The cops didn't shoot him?
The cops didn't shoot him when he came out?
No, they had.
No, that was from the hit from Jamie Lee.
Yeah.
Nick, we got to get back to that Nick thing. Nick was, I think that Nick, he was really distraught about what happened.
He wanted to tell her.
Multiple times. He was very upset about that. And you could tell.
Did he get a call? He didn't get a call, right?
He got a call.
But he didn't
you
answer
gotta
the phone.
This
He didn't
is
answer the phone.
this is the point that I haven't been able to concentrate for the past 40 minutes. Especially after you, Cobweb, backed up Deborah by saying that she was right.
Are you still hating on this?
Here's my point. Here's my point. Deborah said that, where'd you get a soda from?
Magic.
This from from David Copperfield.
So Deborah said when the 10-year-old sister went up into the scary mansion place, the scary hospital place, that the little brother went home. He didn't go home.
I didn't say he went home.
Yes, you did. I have it on tape. 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 You said he went home.
He took off.
I bet you $1.
He
I bet
took
you
off.
$1.
Anyways.
So what happened?
He snuck back and saw what happened. That's how he knew who to kill. He snuck back. Yep.
No, he didn't see that. He left.
He saw them kill her in his mind.
If he saw him kill her.
He even says it in the movie.
Here's the thing. Let's give a round of applause to this 1980s police work by Leslie Nielsen.
It's not much better than a lot of police work now.
Right. But you see who you see who was involved in this. If Leslie was involved in it, then these cops were, there you go.
Oh, side story that's going on. So right when all this is happening, the guy that they pinned it on broke out of the insane asylum. Can you still say insane asylum?
Yeah, why not?
He broke out of the cuckoo house.
Can't say that.
There you go. The nest.
And they found the car of a nurse that he kidnapped there in town. So they were trying to make it look like this guy was coming back for revenge. And that's who the police were looking for that whole time.
Yeah.
And they find the body of the nurse. They find her car. But then they end up finding him like 2 towns away.
And then the cop was like, now I can enjoy the prom.
He's like, yeah, now I can enjoy the prom.
Right. Okay. Wait.
Like, why would you be enjoying the prom?
Why would this detective cop be listening to this doctor anyway? Okay. Remember when they found the body? The doctor comes up and picks up the glass with the blood on it. He's like, hey, don't touch that. That could be, that could be the murder weapon.
Yeah.
So I was thinking for a little bit, maybe the doctor was involved, and then and then he tells him, don't tell anybody that was going on, and the cop, okay. He just goes along with this guy and believes what he needs to say instead of actually doing some real police work. Thank you very much, 1980.
And that's how they pinned it on the wrong guy, because he was like, you know what? This was probably in the middle of an assault. And there's this guy that we hear is an ex-assaulter. And that's how he became the person.
Yep.
They
never even showed him.
This was a body that flew out a window and landed on a mirror and got hit by a falling window. And I know I said it in Terror Train, and I've said it before as a joke, and somebody's going to tell me that's not how you say it. But then the mirror hits her in the neck and decapitates her.
Decapitate. You completely butchered that whole thing. I shame you. Shame him.
See, this is why even though if you're listening to the audio podcast, we're going to make a whole like 3/4 of 1 penny from you listening to it. You need to watch the YouTube version just so you can see the reaction.
Josh's reaction.
Did you know last week's episode, Terror Train?
Right.
All this is going to be on YouTube tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Yeah, this is the Monday before the other weekend. Yeah.
Was Wednesday.
So let me open up the trusty calculator, the Windows 10 calculator. Who
In
wants
case you
to?
guys haven't noticed, pretty much on Wednesdays there's new episodes of Cast of the Pod.
Yep.
Yes. And I'm just sniffing straight into the microphone because that's what people need to be hearing. My sinuses in the microphone.
Our sinuses have been bad.
All right.
Man.
All right. So who wants to give their score first? Anybody?
I'll give it. I give it a 6.
What? Okay. Okay. And no judgment. No judgment here. Cobweb, would you like to go?
I give it a I was leaning close to Dad came with that 6. I know it was that dance scene with Jamie Lee. I've been thinking about this one. I might have to go I give it a 6.5.
6.5 plus, because there was not enough Jamie Lee Curtis, because the ending was so bad that she's holding her brother there and he just kind of looks at her and then takes a nap. Don't know if he really dies or not. And then it goes straight to credits. And because they didn't show Wendy get it, she was the one that needed to get it. But I'm gonna give it a 4.
Wow.
Yep. And that breaks it down to a 16.5 divided by 3. That means we're giving it a 5.5.
Man, that's pretty low. You guys, you like, man, Josh, you just like messed up the whole damn curve.
Well, you gave it just one more point than the average.
Yeah.
That's not the.
That's true.
Come on, man. You had Jamie Lee Curtis. The scenes you had with Jamie Lee was decent. I mean, you had
all the Jamie Lee. Hey, you know what? I did have another problem. With the exception of Jamie Lee Curtis, right? All the actors playing 16-year-olds, right, looked like they were like 32. I'm not saying that they needed to have real teenagers in there or anything like that, but everybody looked like they were like 32. Like instead of going to school, except for caveman eyebrow guy, he
looked like he was 30.
he looked like he was the 21-year-old still in high school. But no, everybody else looked like everybody else, including Slick's girlfriend, the one that got it in the throat in the back of the van, it looked like everybody was going to their job at the bank or something like that. They didn't even look like they were going to school, to prom.
I didn't think so.
Jamie Lee Curtis's hair.
Her hair was nice.
Yeah, it was pretty. And I did like her dance moves.
Right. And her video, what is she wearing? Sassoon jeans? Jordache.
Jordache. Yeah.
You know, she got to have her decent jeans on in every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said.
So we've come to the conclusion that Jamie Lee Curtis has good genes.
See, that was the thing back then. And that's, you know, that was it.
Yeah.
That was big back then in the early 80s and stuff like that, you know, jeans and that type of stuff.
I will give this movie a 9.5 if. If. You ready for this? Jamie Lee Curtis herself calls the hotline at 786-763-2278 and leaves us a message.
It's right here.
Jamie Lee Curtis, or someone that sounds just like her, needs to call 786-763-2278.
You know what else?
Oh shit! Where?
I said the cover was false advertisement. Not only was it The Crown, all this time I thought that either she was the killer. I thought it was kind of like a Carrie movie.
Oh man,
like that type of where it was like more horror. Like either she was a killer or she was the one being hunted, and
she was safe the whole time.
Yeah,
man.
Like,
but did you
look at the picture of her? She looks all mad. Like,
go ahead, Cobweb. Go ahead.
Did any? Okay, this is. Let me be. Answer me this, Deb. Since this is your first time seeing this, did you Did you know that she had moves like that on the dance floor?
No, I didn't. No. And I was dancing along with her. I was like, oh.
Those ain't moves.
I'd agree.
I didn't want to show all my moves because we're talking about her, and I didn't want to,
yeah, I
show her.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want her to hurt me.
You don't want to overshadow the star of the show.
No.
Right.
But yeah, man. Jamie Lee Curtis, don't hurt us. Next movie is what? Road Games or The Fog?
The Fog. I want to see The
Fog.
Fog.
The Fog.
I know I've seen The Fog lots of times, but honestly, I don't remember it.
Just watch.
It's not the Stephen King's Fog, though, right?
That was The Mist.
Fog. Okay.
The right.
Mist.
Who did The Fog?
John Carpenter.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
No, who was the
John Carpenter? Like whatchamacallit? Everything else.
I don't
What?
I don't remember her. I mean, I remember because this one's the one where they're in the tower, right? In the what do you call it? The light.
We're not talking about that movie. We're
Okay.
we're talking about Prom Night today.
Okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay.
Some will be crowned, others will lose their heads.
Uh-oh.
Man, you ain't lying.
There's another catchphrase in this movie. Hold on, let me go over here. That was pretty.
So let me ask you this, Josh. If it would have been the mom that would have been the killer, would you have given it a higher score?
Yes.
I thought it was. I did. Let me tell you something. I really didn't think it was the brother.
I didn't
either.
I didn't think it was the brother. So that's what I'm saying. It was a good. Remember back in the 80s, they used to hit you with these horror movies, with kind of like a mystery, solve it type thing. And I thought it kept you. It got me. So I don't know why you hating Josh.
He's a hater.
The movie did not suck. The movie did not suck, but it did not thrill either. So the line that I was thinking of, and I just found out there's 4 Prom Night movies, and this line makes it into all 4 movies. It's not who you come with, it's who takes you home.
That's right. Yep.
That's what Wendy says, right?
Yep.
Wendy tells.
She told to Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She told her a lot of stuff, and Jamie Lee Curtis was like, She's like, I'm with Nick, you're not. So
Jamie Lee Curtis is like, I'm getting paid either way. I'm barely in this movie, and I really don't have to run away from nobody.
Yep. And my face is on the cover. So
right. Yeah. She didn't have to run away from anybody in this movie. That's different.
You know why this movie got such a low rating?
Why?
Because
you gave it a 4?
Because from me. from me. Because and it's not Jamie Lee Curtis's fault. So don't hurt us, Jamie Lee Curtis.
No, I
don't
actually liked all of her.
All her parts were great. But the thing is, Terror Train was so much better. So much more enjoyable. That compared to Terror Train, this should have got from me a lower rating. But I was being nice.
Compared to Terror Train, come on, man. You know how many times I've watched Terror Train already?
No.
Since the last podcast, I've watched Terror Train 3 times.
As many times as I've seen Nope. No, but because my palate, my horror movie palate has yet to be cleansed from the delicious savory flavor of Terror Train, this less adequate, this less substantial. What?
I was gonna say my score would have been a little bit lower than a 6, but after going over it in my mind, I did like the kills, so that's what brought it up a little bit more. That's why I gave it a 6.
So as I was saying,
your problem is, Josh. Wait a minute. Your problem is, Josh. It's like you go to the bar and you order a flight, and they put the wrong one in the wrong location.
yes.
Right. So we should have ramped it up this month up with maybe Prom Night, then
First.
Terror Train.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then keep it going. You know what I'm saying? We need to
Yes.
keep them up, you know, but don't let that. Just think about the dancing, the disco. You'll be fine.
So as I was
And
saying,
Slick.
a less tasty, less savory morsel. I just needed to get morsel out there before
Come
both
on,
y'all,
Josh.
both
do
y'all
some-
motherfuckers
come
just
on.
cut me off in the middle of my.
Do some moves.
The classic spin around when they hold you
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
in the circles.
Yeah. Oh shit.
It was a full disco movie, man. Come on. Everybody loves a little disco.
Look at this blood pressure coming out on my forehead. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that
It's
right
the
there.
lighting.
Yeah, it's the lighting because it's showing right here. Look at this.
Are you saying that we make your blood pressure go up?
This movie did.
Oh.
Oh. All right. So next week,
Next week, The Fog.
The Fog. You guys are going to get The Fog. That's going to
Yeah.
be a good one. I've already seen that and I might watch it again.
I've seen it lots of times. I've seen the remake also.
You're
I never
thinking
saw
of
the
The
remake.
Mist. Deborah, you're thinking of The Mist.
No, The Fog. I remember watching The Fog with my dad.
The fog is coming.
There's a
And they
remake
were
of
in the
Fog.
light tower. And then the what's her name from Creep Show or
You know that
one of
movie
those
with that
Tales of the
person in it.
Crypt. Watch. When we watch it, I'm gonna tell you.
I remember
And then-
seeing this scary movie and there was a girl in it. She was scared.
Right.
Which one?
I think
What's
the
her name?
mother. Yeah, the mother. She was in the chick in the lighthouse. Well, no, you know what? We got it.
La 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 la
La la la la.
la,
See,
la,
see?
la. I don't want to know. I
It's
don't
just
want to
like
know.
a dispatcher or something.
Does nobody realize that I've got my fingers twisting my headphones
Can you still
tighter to my headphones?
it's louder?
Yeah.
All right,
right.
y'all. So this has been this week's episode of Cast of the Pod. With
Oh,
our
ending it already?
yes, I'm done. This movie's
What else
killed
to
me.
say?
We're gonna fade to black, and all you're gonna hear is the thump, thump, thump. That's the
That
kill.
was the only thing. Oh wait!
If they
wait,
would have showed
wait,
that
wait,
kill,
wait.
I would have gave the movie at least a point more.
That was like my when I was watching it, the rating was like going like it was like a roller coaster for me. And then when the whole time when he was chasing her was like annoying. And I even asked Josh, and this not only with this movie but like other movies, why when somebody's being chased, they go into a room and they hide, and then you see the killer come into the room and they're like in the closet, right? And then the killer goes in there and oh, there's nobody in there. Let me close the door. And then gets out and it's like in the hallway. And then the person being chased is like, oh, they already came in. So now they're not there anymore. Let me go. And then the killer gets them. Why don't
Well,
they
you make
wait
a
like
noise.
10,
You
15 minutes
stupid
later?
Noise that lets the killer know that you're there.
Yeah, that's when they drop the stack of brooms, or they accidentally run into like 3 buckets, or
Why
break
did they
some
not
glass
stay
or something.
still for like another 5 minutes or so?
Jeff,
Just to make
Jeff,
sure that the killer's gone.
She hit him with the broom. She should have broke that broom off
And like
and stabbed him in the neck or whatever. Anybody, you're ever getting chased and you get to hit somebody with something, keep hitting
doing
them.
it. Don't
Smash
just hit 'em
their
once
fucking
and then be
heads.
like,
If they fall
"Oh."
over, yeah. Don't, yeah.
Unless you're Hulk or a superhero, then
Finish it.
the one hit.
I don't know where she's going.
finish
The
him.
one hit will be okay. If
Say-
you're not a superhero, then keep hitting.
You don't
them.
want to be a hero and save other people? Save your own ass. Just keep on hitting them with whatever you're hitting them with.
Yeah, they'll figure it out afterwards.
Yeah.
You're like,
But all right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in this week. We got Cobweb at Cobweb411. We got Deb Mrs. OMG. Me, the old married gamer. I've got to change my name. That's too much writing. There's too much for my handle. You can find us at Cast of the Pod, and you can call us, please. Somebody call. Leave a message. I want the first voicemail to be good, and we'll play it here on Cast of the Pod. 786-763-8255. 2278. And hopefully it's not Cobweb or Deborah calling. leaving a message.
You're like, Josh. I know you, but you don't know me.
Did you just go King of the Hill?
Yeah.
I know you, but you don't know me.
See, already.
All right, y'all. So thanks for tuning in. And yeah, that's all I got. Y'all got anything else you want to chime in with?
No.
Jamie Lee Curtis, don't hurt us.
Yeah.
We'll continue our tribute to the slasher queen that is Jamie Lee Curtis next week with The Fog. All right, y'all. Thanks.
Peace out.